So-called black men. If you watch one of my earlier videos, I called this black man a kind of a man. And they continue to verify that you should call them a kind of a man. All right, brother, what has these kind of a man, what have they done now? Oh, see, I was just getting ready to shut her down and call it a day. And then, you know, as you watch other videos, listen to other persons besides yourself. I like listening to myself, y'all. I do. Because there aren't really, to be quite honest, there aren't many people on YouTube that do anything for my mentality. The brothers and sisters that I listen to on YouTube, I could count on 5 fingers. At one time, prior to YouTube destroying countless and countless black YouTube channels, there were so many relevant and very good video makers, not a bunch of corny opinions. A lot of this stuff is nothing but somebody's corny opinion. I don't want to hear that. There is no thought into the opinion. There is no real thought in the commentary. It's just a bunch of well, that goes back to my original complaint. Speaking about those channels destroyed in the past. So again, I'm looking at videos and I'm noticing all these other black men's videos. They have a lot of titles. Silencing the black male voice. Google attacking me. A whole bunch of Negroes just crying. All these black males crying. And this is the ironic and pathetic thing. These are the same guys that run around talk about black women is so emotional. They're weaker than men are. Who is more emotional? Who is more pathetic than the black males that you find on social media? They always crying. They always whining. They have cried and whined about black women for years, not just for a couple of months. These Negroes actually have complained about black women for years. How pathetic, how corny, how sissified, is there a word, are there actual words in the English language, the vocabulary, that can describe these sissified pieces of trash? Oh yeah, I got to say it the way that I see it. They're nothing. Crying and whining. And I told y'all in an earlier video, I can guarantee you, if you ask these guys if they were raised on breast milk or Similac infant milk, I'm telling you, and they won't say it, they were raised on that Similac infant milk, that fake milk. That's what has made them weaker. That's why they have no connection and have no real love for their mother. They, first of all, they have been destroyed. They are kind of a man. And if they really connected to their mother, their strength, they could become real men. But unfortunately, since mama wasn't protected, since mama is in an unnatural environment, she sees her breast as something for these kind of a men to play with. Then she gives the baby, instead of giving her child her milk from her breast, she gives that young boy, that baby, which will grow up into a kind of a man for real, give that child Similac soybean milk. You don't get milk from soybeans. Where are you getting this kind of stuff from? You don't get milk from a soybean. I've never seen nobody milk a soybean. That garbage is not milk. You can only get milk from a mammal, a cow or a goat or a woman, a female, a mammal. But let's go back. Woo! Let's go back to these pathetic, corny, whimpery black males. I cannot call them, I have to call them a kind of a man or a black male. They don't fit the criteria of a man in nobody's society. They are nothing but a bunch of comfortable slaves. A slave don't have to worry about manhood, because a slave don't have to be a man. The only thing a slave have to do is reproduce and make other slaves for his slave master. That's what these Negroes do. None of these children, none of these babies, none of the women benefit the black man. They benefit the massa. So you are right to a certain point when you said, oh, the black woman, she works with the white man, because you gave her to him. You don't fight for her. You don't protect her and the children that you make. You don't educate nobody. You don't build no schools. You have no land. You are a mess. It's woo. Now here they are on YouTube trying to make some money. I'm popular. That's the only reason why they trying to run their mouth. You so broke. You that broke that you have to come to YouTube and make a few cents to supplement your income or whatever, which that's fine and dandy, I guess. But it's all about the money. It's all about materialism. You don't really give a damn about your audience. The only thing you care about, wow, I got some fools listen to me. Let me make some money. I'm going to monetize. You don't, and you have never seen the realities took on earth. You have never seen my videos monetized. And at one time, I was very, very broke. I could have used a few dollars, put a few dollars in the gas tank or whatever. I'm not interested in that bull crap. I'm interested in presenting a message, presenting an image to strengthen the people so we can get the hell out of this situation once and for all. Not interested in those different things, but that's what they interested in. Money. When people talk about their success, the first thing they want to talk about what they bought, what they got. Now you are idiot. You profane. You vile. You're nasty. You ignorant. You uncivil. You can't talk. Don't know how to talk to nobody. But you have a Cadillac and you have a degree, but you're a fool. You have all these material things that show that's supposed to be an example or show that you are successful, but you still a damn fool. Just because you have $1 million don't mean you're not a damn fool. Just because you have, look at your president, Donald Trump. Has a lot of money, a lot of fame. He's an idiot. When it's all said and done, he's an idiot. And it's not going to be no time soon. Pretty soon, the country will see that this person probably will become your worst nightmare. But that's on them. I don't care. Because see, black men should be making other moves. It don't make any difference who the president is, because that president is not your friend. Obama was not your friend, and he has dark skin, but you know he's not your friend. There will be no president that's a friend of yours. So black men, if you was a man, you be making other moves. And one of the moves that you would be doing is, whatever you do, the ultimate goal is either you overthrow this country or you make an exodus. And since I don't blame you, I wouldn't want to fight this cracker. I don't blame you. He's a tough fella. Okay? So you don't have to overthrow the government, but you can definitely exodus. Separate yourself. Get the hell away from him. If you was a man, I'm taking my children, my women out of this situation. Baby, it's not safe here. We out. A few years ago, I took Google to court by myself. I wanted to file a class action lawsuit, and I contacted certain people. All of them wouldn't do nothing. All of them. Now, for a little while, when I was in court with Google, Google left y'all Negroes alone for a little while. But now times have changed. If you had went to court and shown Google that you mean business, it don't make no difference what the advertisers are saying, then you would be in a much better position. I would be happy to see Google tear down all these Negroes channels. They tore down over 100 of my channels, but you want to be comfortable. You want to be happy and just sit back. That's not how things work. You don't own Google. Google does not owe you anything. I would be happy to wake up and all these Negroes channels are gone. There are black men who have been trying for years to make a alternative to YouTube and Facebook and all. You Negroes don't even help them, but they talk about me. And I have a video where a brother tell you, out of all these people making videos, and contrary to popular belief, I have been popular also on social media. And I took my videos and put it on the brother's channel, support him, and try to create an alternative to Google. These Negroes don't want nothing to do with that. Lazy. So now they on YouTube crying like the little sissies they are. Oh, Google messing with us. Oh, they just don't want the black man. I don't want you to talk either. You should be quiet. You don't have a damn thing to say. You ain't doing nothing. You should be silent. You shouldn't. Nobody shouldn't allow you to say nothing. Build your own platform. What you doing in another man's house talking about I want to talk? Shut your ass up. It's simple as that. They won't let me talk. The black women do this. The black women do that. How pathetic. What is the word I'm looking for? These Negroes so sad. That's why you won't see them come around this ministry. They won't come around this house. And they damn sure not going to challenge me on nothing that I say about them. Not face to face. Because what I'm bringing is the truth. You are a bunch of mankinds, black males, a bunch of sissies. You're not men at all. Now, they would threaten me. They would try to hurt me. But when it comes to these races, they won't touch them. They're not going to do nothing to Google at all. So why are you crying? Why are you complaining? You're not going to do a damn thing. You're not going to bust a grape. Don't think really tripping. You just, woo. I don't know. I just don't know about you, bro. I would hope that you would Give me a chance to explain myself before you judge me. We have about 12 minutes. So let me try to explain why I've come to this conclusion. First of all, we need to not trip off the word fool. There was a song called Everybody Plays a Fool, or that was part of some lyrics. Everybody plays a fool sometimes. Everybody plays a fool. I get played as a fool. It is easy to be played a fool. It's nothing to be ashamed of. You get played stupid. You learn from being played, tricked, deceived. That's the problem. When you are made a fool out of and you don't learn anything from that experience. That's when the problem starts to happen. Not the fact, because anybody, even a devil, could be made a fool out of. Nobody is beyond being tricked and deceived and manipulated. Nobody is beyond that. Let's get that straight. I have not known anybody, and I do not know, I have seen no examples where somebody can't be played a fool. Again, the problem is when we don't learn from that experience, and that's the problem with this story of Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street was a group of dark-skinned people living in this nation, the descendants of slaves born in America having dark skin, a group, not a people. These who are the slaves, the descendants of slaves born in America, what must be understood, we have never been a people. We are called the black people. We have never been a people. Once we were physically, our ancestors were physically free from bondage, physical bondage, they never made no effort to come together as a people. This group went that way, this group went west, this group went east, that went north, and so forth and so. Everybody did a little bit of their own thing. There is no black people. Thus, the existence of a black community, that does not exist either. Because in order to have a community, one must be able to commune with those with similar attributes. We have not done that. There is no black community. There is no black people. So you have a group of people called a people, but you do have a group of persons who established a place in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This group of blacks, descendants of slaves, they established themselves there and they became very successful. Now, right across the street, right across the border, right across town, were their counterparts, pink Caucasian people. These dark-skinned people were very successful. We must give them their credit. Very successful, whatever we believe success is. But of course, in their minds, success is being like who? Success is being like massa. So when we have big cars and fancy houses and these different clothes and blah, 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 it's all in an effort because our success is based on what we see massa do. And massa said success is big cars and houses, being able to try to control and manipulate other people. That's what we want. The slaves see massa, and I want to do, and I want to be like massa. And that's all that it was. Now here you are, you had Caucasian people across town. They saw the successful Negroes, and the successful Negroes were enjoying the life that they felt they should be doing. How can these slaves, how can these people be enjoying the life that was meant for me? And so, of course, there's going to be anger. There's going to be jealousy. And with many Caucasian people, even to this day, they are going to do something to tear it down. Now, if these successful black folks, if they thought success was, you know, something modest, a little mud hut, you know, live primitive, live like the Amish or something like that, maybe these crackers, maybe these devils would never have bothered them. But see, I want to be and live like massa. And of course, they're not going to tolerate that. I was just watching a documentary about Black Wall Street. And actually, that's what made me bring me to this particular subject matter, this topic. And what got me really, really angry, got me upset, one of the survivors of Black Wall Street Holocaust, that's what it was, it's a Holocaust. When they was children, they heard some of their elders say, now listen, oh wow. They heard the elders say that these crackers are going to attack them. They knew it. They knew that these devils was jealous of them. They knew these crackers was going to do this. They knew it. They didn't know actually what kind of scale. I don't think nobody thought it would blow up to this type of level, this proportion, but it did. And they knew it. And even right now today, we know it in our hearts. But we want to give the devil, these devils, these people who have lynched us, raped us, enslaved us, did all kinds of hell to us, even to this day, we want to keep giving devils, demons, the benefit of a doubt, and we still do it today because we still have the same mentality as those black folks in Tulsa, Oklahoma back in the 1920s. If a chicken lived with a fox, sooner or later, that fox gonna want to eat him some chicken. So here you are. You're living right across town from foxes. And the first thing, not only did these devils want to murder you, they did not want to murder you simply because you was black. See, most of the lynchings and the hangings, a lot of it was done out of evil, but a lot of it was done because they wanted to destroy your success. They wanted to hinder and stop your progress because you was making the poor white trash look bad. Here you are, just come out of slavery and you got Black Wall Street. Come out of slavery and you're doing big things. You senators and you mayors and you're building your own towns and you're doing great things. So over 300 dark-skinned people was murdered and killed in Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the sad thing is that, of course, you blame the wicked pink Caucasian devils, but you have to blame the leadership because the leadership knew this was going to happen. And you put your people in harm's way because you have hope and faith that massa ain't going to do that to you. What kind of leadership? If chickens live with foxes, then the leadership of those who are in front of the chicken community, you must teach your babies that that fox is an enemy. That fox want to eat us. We got to get the hell out of here. But you don't have that thinking. You want to give the fox the benefit of a doubt. And we still have the same mentality right now today. I hear so many of us create the black business here, and we're going to build the school there, and we're going to do all these great things. It's a good thing y'all are not successful because the only thing you're doing, as long as you live in the house with the fox, you're just asking for them to eat you up. Yeah, but they let the Chinese do that, and they let the Africans do, and the Mexicans. You are not African, you are not Chinese, you are not Bosnian, you are none of these. This country has a history of hating your guts. They do not want us on top. If you want to be on top, you got to get the hell out of here. That's just the bottom line. Either you throw your enemies over, you throw the government over, or you need to get the hell out of the hen house. Even though it's your hen house, if the foxes are living in there with you, you got to get the hell out. There have been at least over 40 black towns. Some still exist right now, but the most successful, the most ones that made so much progress, these crackers destroyed them. And if we was a people, now listen again, whoo, if we was a people, when they began or when they made that move on Tulsa, Oklahoma, then as a people, if we really was a people, there would have been another civil war in this mother. Because as soon as the people in the north heard about what's going on in Tulsa, the people on the west coast, in the south, and the east coast, these black men, they would have got in their trucks and cars and rode their horses and go down to Tulsa, Oklahoma. It just ain't happened. It would have been civil war. But since we're not a people, we can kill these Negroes in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We can terrorize and torture these Negroes in the South with Jim Crow. We can do all these because we're not a people. So the northern Negroes don't really care too much about what's going on. That's your problem. That's your problem, what you dealing with on the West Coast. That's your problem, what's happening on the East Coast or up north or whatever. We don't see ourselves as a people. We don't understand, because if we did, anything to happen to any brother or sister that's like us, if you hit me, if you hit them, you're hitting me. That's just the bottom line. That's the way we have to look if we was a people, but we're not a people. So if the Nation of Islam get attacked, and many of you know how I speak about the Nation of Islam, but if those brothers and sisters was attacked by the devil, you think I'm going to be on the side of law enforcement? You think I'm going to be on the side of the National Guard? You think I'm going to be on the side of the people who's attacking the Hebrew Israelites or the Black Panther Party? You got me wrong. You got brothers and sisters who hate my guts, but you think I'm going to side with the police and the courts and these devils against them? You got me wrong. They might do it to me, but that's their problem. I'm glad that Negro locked up. I'm glad they killed Angel Snubnut up 7. Well, that's their problem. But see, I'm free in the mind. I'm not a slave. And the reason why we don't have a Tulsa, Oklahoma is because of the slave mind. I don't know if you could tell by looking at the video. I think my eyes are a little bloodshot. I really haven't had a lot of sleep in the last few days, and when that happens, you know, your eyes get bloodshot. Real red. But now I know there are those who will quickly say, no, Negro, your eyes is red because you've been hitting that bottle. You know, hitting that Hennessy. Whatever your favorite drink is. Negro, you don't fool nobody. Woo! Well, I will tell you, that is not the case. I don't drink. Matter of fact, there are some people who have gotten angry at me because I refuse to drink with them. I don't drink beer. I don't guzzle down 40 ounces. Never have, never will. I'm not interested. However, there is something I don't mind being drunk off. I don't mind being drunk off the revelation of truth. I don't mind being drunk off watching people when they exhibit intelligence. I don't mind being drunk when I see a people, and you don't have to be religious. I don't mind watching people come into or practice what we call a righteous way of life. I don't mind being drunk, being in an environment surrounded by those who wish to do good, those who truly seek freedom, justice, and equality, not just for themselves and their family, but for all human beings on this planet. I love being drunk around those who want to be right. I love it. And there is no liquor. There is no Hennessy, what you call that stuff? The Kosovo. Y'all know, because many of y'all, you drink and you do drugs. So, so you know all about those different things. I can guarantee you, if I was a drinker or consumer of liquor, alcohol, and smoker of weed, I could not come before you and bring forth to you real truth. Real truth can only come, and it can only come forth from a mind that is clean, that is clear, and that is what I represent. And that is what you need. You need somebody sober to come to you, because your mind is drunk. Your mind is clogged up. Your plumbing, your thinking is clogged up with all these things. And you need somebody that has some of that stuff that you pour down the drain, some Drano, to get all that, flush all that out. So your plumbing, your thinking, you can think properly. Because on this rostrum, it's real truth or nothing at all. It's real truth or you are doomed. As long as you reject real truth, as long as you reject reality, y'all ain't got a chance in hell. And your time has expired, or it's getting down to the point whereas we will see with no doubt who actually has the truth. And you're going to find out very quickly. It's not going to take long. You're going to find out that all this nonsense, fiction and fantasies and delusions, this spirituality, all this stuff that y'all believe in, you're going to find out real quick that it was indeed delusions and fantasy. It was not real. Because this reality that you face, the only thing that can deal with it is another reality. And you right now are not exhibiting a mentality, whereas you're looking at life real. With that said, I don't know, I got carried away on that one just because I have bloodshot eyes. But you know how some folks are. I'm just going to have a little fun with it. But then also, I'm just so serious all the time. I have to stop being so serious, I guess. Well, I am off camera. But on camera, I wish to present to you a more serious side of myself, because this situation that we who are the descendants of slaves born in America find ourselves is very serious. Very. We can laugh a little bit, but as adults, you have to take this serious, because your life and the future of our babies is on the line. I normally don't talk about the news, but within the last few weeks, this is an old story, but I want to bring this up because it brings up a couple of points that I would like to expound on. It's something that many black males and some of these other folks talk about all the time. And this is an example. I want them to explain what went wrong. Things that make you say, what went wrong with this this example because you have a certain group of folks out here that want us to embrace. So listen, okay, here we go. There's a link in the description box of the story. Now, to my knowledge, it is an interracial couple, and the wife murdered the black husband. The wife is a pink woman, and her husband was a black dude. And they had 7, I guess, mulatto children. I guess that's how you would call it. And she shot him in the head, set the house on fire. Then she got the smallest baby, I think the infant, put the infant in the back seat, drove herself into some water, river or whatever. I don't know exactly what it was. River or something to that effect. And it just so happened that paramedics arrived just in the nick of time. One of the paramedics jumped in the water and saved the little infant that was in the back seat of this SUV. So what we have here is a murder-suicide. How is that possible? Oh, see, this is the question. How is this possible? Because I am told that we need 2-parent households, right? Okay, right? 2-parent households. Okay, you had a Caucasian pink wife, and you had a husband, black husband, who is in the family, 2-parent household. You have a 2-parent household. Then you have Negroes who say, the black woman, she's a bunch of trouble. The black woman, she talks too much. The black woman is ghetto. The black woman is ratchet. The black woman has a lot of problems. Find you a pretty Caucasian woman. She will bring you happiness. So, you have an interracial couple. This black man has this beautiful, kosher, wonderful white woman, you know, the perfect family. 2-parent household. They are married. They got married at a church, I guess, or went to the justice of the peace. However they done it, they are married. 2-parent household. Beautiful interracial couple. They should be in heaven. You can get more details about their relationship in the link that I posted in the description box. So my question, when I heard this story, and then I'm listening to all these people, oh, we need 2-parent households. We need if you the black woman she ain't about nothing. Get you a pink woman, a Caucasian woman, and get married. That'll solve all the problems in the black community. That would do it all. So the question that I'm raising is, you have a 2-parent household. They married, an interracial couple. How did this beautiful thing end up so tragic? The white woman, the pink woman, the Caucasian woman, she shot her husband, black husband, in the head. Then she set the house on fire. I don't know how the children got out, but the children got out. Then she decided to commit suicide and want to take her little baby with her in the water and drown. Her intent was to drown herself and the baby. How did all this happen? Now, a few years back, there was a soul sister. She was American. There was a show called The American Gladiators, and she won. She was the champion, the female champion of American Gladiators. She had a Caucasian white husband. They were married. Beautiful life. That's what y'all say. Beautiful life. They married. And if you don't, and since she don't, apparently she don't care nothing about the brothers, so she got this Caucasian man. Now what happened in the end? He was jealous of her fame, because she was on American Gladiators. She was hoping to make the Olympic team, but she didn't make it because her Caucasian pink husband stabbed her to death. Now, you tell me, you have this story, and if you go on the internet, and if you do just a little research, all these people talking about two-parent households, don't marry, black men don't marry black women don't marry black men. How is this possible? How is this utopia? How is this heaven? How is it turning so tragic? It's because all y'all folks out here who think this way, all of y'all really are a bunch of you pieces of trash. You so filled with self-hatred. You so ignorant. If it was not for slavery, there were no dark-skinned people. There were no Africans. There were no dark-skinned people chasing Caucasian people to romance with. If it was not for slavery, you would not be chasing these people. Because you are in a slave-like condition, because of slavery, because of discrimination, because of this influence living in this society, it has torn you and your love for your own people, your own mate, has destroyed you. And instead of blaming the society, the racist society, instead of understanding what has happened to the black woman and the so-called black man, I like to call us the people of soul, we blame each other. And then we run around talking about another man is better for me, another woman outside of our people is better than us. And look at these, it's countless examples. It don't work. What happened if it's so perfect? Y'all are a bunch of ignorant trash. You're so stupid. How stupid could you be? But I don't really blame you because you're a slave. Bunch of comfortable, dark Europeans. Bunch of slaves. Instead of trying to understand what has happened, and no matter how ignorant we can act, be like the Jesus of the Bible. Turn the other cheek and love yourself. Turn the other cheek. That's the only time you should turn the other cheek. When you are turning the other cheek towards the one that you should be in love with when they are ignorant. Like when your sister is stupid, you still love her. When your mama acts stupid, you still love. Or when your father act dumb or do something, you love them. That's when you turn the other cheek. Not to these people of whom have caused you harm. Very briefly, give us an idea of why COINTELPRO was so successful against the population of those of whom were called Negroes. COINTELPRO so successful against the African Americanists, the colored people, however you want to describe us. Matter of fact, during this particular time, we also called ourselves soul brothers and sisters, and that label is what I prefer to call us from this rostrum, soul brothers and sisters. Again, welcome to the Reality's Temple on Earth, soul brothers and sisters. COINTELPRO. Many of us understand and we know that COINTELPRO was the actions taken up by the FBI, headed by, what's his name? Hoover. What was his first name? Hoover. I don't keep up with a lot of stuff. My mind really doesn't hang with I don't care too much about the past type of thing. I'm thinking about the present, and I'm thinking about the future way beyond the time that I live. That's where I'm dedicated. But we do learn things from the past. With that being said, again, many of us, we are familiar with COINTELPRO, so I don't have to really go off into detail what that's about. And if you don't know, then you should do a little research on COINTELPRO, the FBI, and this Hoover fellow. But it was designed to infiltrate, bring down, destroy, slander any black organization that was doing anything that they thought would cause rebellion among their slaves. Their slaves being the Negro African Americaners population. Why was COINTELPRO, why was this so successful? And it can continue to be successful till this day, even though Mr. Hoover, I do know that he's past this life. That type of activity, you know that it still can be done, maybe now under a different name, but you know it's still the same game. But it can still work. Why will it work? COINTELPRO was successful against individuals. COINTELPRO successful against an organization. You send in your agents, you send in your spies, you use the media, you use any resource that you can in order to disrupt the organization, slander an individual, or cause that individual to be murdered, assassinated, if you don't murder that person yourself. The organization must be destroyed, so you send in your agents and your spies who go in, who spread gossip and rumors and do different things to get the membership upset and so forth. We know how that works. Many of us, we get angry because we don't like what a brother or sister might say, and we call them, you must be an agent, you must be a spy. Spies and agents work in your house. You cannot call Angel Snub 7 an agent or a spy. I am not in your house. An agent or a spy tries to be like you because they want to get in your house. Because an agent and spy, what their job is, they want to destroy you from inside out, not from the outside in. You understand that? Because if you are destroyed from the inside out, you're done. But if they attack you from the outside, going in, you can put up some type of defense because you can see that there's an enemy coming. But if your enemy is in your house, is among you, and they are just as pro-black as you are, they are just as Hebrew Israelite, just as Nation of Islam, they are just like you. They are not on the outside. They are not on the outside attacking or being a critic of you. They are just like you. But they are getting information so that their bosses can manipulate the media. So they want to be in a position so they can spread rumors and gossip and lies, so they can mess with the mentality of the membership, so the membership is suspicious of another brother and sister or the leadership itself inside the organization. So stop being silly. Stop calling me an agent and a spy. I'm not your agent and your spy. You don't even know who they are. Matter of fact, some of them who is so pro-blackity black, those are the ones you really need to keep an eye on. The spy, the agent that was next to Malcolm X, was so gun-ho Malcolm. They had no idea. Malcolm was right next to an agent and didn't know. And if he did know, Malcolm never said or hinted that he knew that this guy wasn't right. COINTELPRO works on the weaknesses of the organization, the infighting, things that are already there. This brother jealous of this brother, this sister jealous of this sister, and the grandiose behavior some of us have, any weakness they can find in the people, and they concentrate on those things. Now, COINTELPRO, its mission is to destroy and break down the rebels among the people. Because there's an old saying, if you don't get rid of the rotten apple, it'll spoil the whole bushel. So you have the Black Panther Party, you have the Nation of Islam, you have even the Hebrew Israelites, and now you have the Kemetic people. You have all these things going on. We got these rebels. You don't have to agree with the Nation of Islam or the Black Panthers or even Dr. King and the Civil Rights Movement. You don't have to agree with them. But what is going on is that it's enough to mess with the general population. Because when you look at it, the rebels are very small. You can put the Nation of Islam, Dr. King, the Black Panthers, you can put all our known groups together, SNCC, all of them together, very, very tiny compared to the actual population of so-called black people in this nation. Don't mean nothing. But they can influence the population. That's the reason why we have to take these people out. COINTELPRO can work against individuals and organizations, but it would have no effect if the masses, the 20 to 70 million black folks from that time to now, if the 20 to 70 million soul brothers and sisters in this nation decided, I done stood all I can stand, I can't stand no more. There's nothing COINTELPRO could do. Because everybody is fed up. Every man, woman, and child is fed up. I'm sick of it. I'd rather be dead than continue to live like this. So the government, your enemy, is going to have to look. They're going to have to find a different way of dealing with you. They can't kill you outright. It'll look bad in the eyes of the world. What are they going to do if the 40 to 70 million soul brothers and sisters in this country, if you stood up as one and said enough is enough? That's what they don't want to happen. That's why you will always have a COINTELPRO. I don't have to agree with the Nation of Islam or those who are Kemetic or those who are Hebrew Israelites. these are the rebels. Why would I have a problem with the rebels? Anybody that's against this system, anybody who's doing any kind of thing, you are the rebels. And you can influence the masses. But in order for you to be successful, in order for you to actually be successful, you have to get the masses, the whole 40, the 40 to 70 million. You have to get this little tiny handful of rebels is not going to make it. You are going up against a vicious, very intelligent, smart government. And you need a great majority of your 40 to 70 million on your side. Which is very difficult because just like Soul Sister Harriet Tubman said, I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed another 1,000 if they knew they were slaves. Our people, this is the only life they know. And see, another problem here, the reason why we cannot influence the 40 to 70 million is because y'all get caught up in yourself. The infighting, the slandering, the gossip, the killing of one another. You are no example. You're a rebel, but you are a pathetic, poor example, and the masses looking at you, and I don't want to be like that. The Nation of Islam had it going on. But then the controversy with the murder of Malcolm X and other things, you turn the people off. When the Black Panther Party, the infighting, you turn the people off. You was turning the people on. That's what the devil was scared of. And that's why COINTELPRO worked. Right now, the devil don't need a COINTELPRO. You're doing a good job of yourself. You think you turning the people on, you turning the people off. The vast majority of the people, they're turned off. They don't want to hear this pro-black African. They don't want to hear it. You're not good examples. But there's nothing this government can do once you can turn on the people.